Jagdeo calls APA biased, 12 wanted for terrorism, and natural gas plant to save Ghana $500 million US. I am Rico Bulford, and this is Uncut News. Do you see news happening? Send us a tip on WhatsApp at 592-659-6151. Jagdeo has accused the Amerindian People's Association of being duplicitous and biased after the APA criticized the government for failing to consult indigenous leaders on the sale of carbon credits. The vice president claims that the PPP engaged in an extensive consultation process ahead of the launch of the low-carbon development strategy in 2009, and that the APA refused to be a part of it way back then. He also said that indigenous people have a say in their development and stand to benefit even more under the new LCDS 2030. The APA has denied the claims of political bias and said that it is in no way blocking villagers from accessing governmental support, but insists the administration must first respect the free, prior, informed consent principles. The 44th Ordinary Meeting of Heads of Government of CARICOM is taking place in Nassau, Bahamas from February the 15th to the 17th, presided over by the Prime Minister of the Bahamas, Philip Davis. The meeting is to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the community and will focus on topics such as the CARICOM single market and economy, climate change, agriculture and food security, health, and reform of the global financial architecture. France is looking to develop greater political and business ties with Ghana, with the chief of the economic department at the French embassy currently in Georgetown participating in the Guyana Energy Expo. French companies are already operating in Ghana, mostly in the oil and gas sector, and more are expected to come. France also hopes to develop infrastructure, energy transition, and energy production, and is working on educational and cultural ties between the two nations. I mean, that's nice and all, but I hope you all figure out what's going on in French Guyana first before you try to mess up things over here. Just saying. And in other business news, BritCham Guyana has been established to promote and facilitate commercial business opportunities between the United Kingdom and Ghana, one of the UK's largest trading partners in the Caribbean. The Chamber will offer increased access to and knowledge of each market, investment opportunities, experts in technical skills, and more to its members. This move comes on the heels of visa-free travel to the UK, a direct British Airways flight, and a partnership arrangement signed in November 2022. On Thursday morning, 5 of the 12 men wanted for terrorism crimes in connection with the June 2022 unrest at the Monrepo market turned themselves into the police. The men are currently assisting with the investigation, but have denied their involvement in the crime. The incident was sparked by the killing of Quindon Bacchus at Haslington during an alleged undercover police operation and resulted in the looting and robbing of vendors, the burning of a minibus, and several stores. Now it's time to tell you about Best Buy's Car of the Week. Currently on sale is this 2017 RDQ3. It's the new model, and it comes with Bluetooth, mug rims, new tires, TV, CD, stereo, fog lamps, smart camera, and much, much more. Buy cars for $6 million. Or pay as low as $1.2 million down, with around $116,000 monthly for 5 years, and it is yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info. Visit the showrooms at Lot 171 Petersham, Queenstown, Lot 2 Lama Street, and Southern Lake sent you for this sweet deal. Tired of waiting on hold, tracking down a delivery driver, or carrying cash for your food orders? GT Eat is here to make your life easier. Ghana's first cashless food ordering and delivery app. Choose from Georgetown's top restaurants, pay securely with your card, and get your food delivered right to your doorstep. With the convenience of being able to order from your phone and the added feature of tracking your order, GT Eats is the ultimate solution for all your food needs. Download the app on Apple and Android stores and start ordering the easy way today. It's February, so how about you do something special for your first love, your truck? Powered Automotive stocks a huge range of parts from the best brands in the business. Show your truck some love today. Visit them at Lot 491 EE Eccles, or call or WhatsApp them on telephone number 697-0171. Save big on truck parts at Powered Automotive, the #1 heavy-duty truck parts store in Guyana. 8-year-old Wesley Hopkinson of 2 Miles Primary School died 1 month after being involved in a car accident on the Bartica-Patara Road on January the 5th, 2023. The accident occurred when Wesley, without the assistance of the bus warden, ran across the road and ended up in the path of a car driven by Alana Chappell. Devendra Rampersad of Caribbean Medical Supplies was arrested in January of 2022 in relation to supplying fake HIV testing kits to the Ministry of Health in Guyana, money laundering, and other serious charges. Well, U.S. prosecutors allege that Rampersad and his unnamed accomplices knowingly conspired to steal and convert to their own use things of value from the U.S. government, namely the supplies provided under the USAID programs, and sold them without authority. The court documents note that between November 2015 and December 2019, Rampersad and CMS made payments to the other alleged conspirators for the HIV testing kits, some of which were diverted from Kenya and funded by USAID. So, for his crimes over here, the US government is coming after him. Good. There's a lot of other criminals over here that the US government needs to come after. Now for today's oil update. Ghana is earning payments for its forest-saving efforts through a voluntary partnership with the Hess Corporation, which could potentially earn the country up to $5 billion. The low-carbon development strategy was developed to protect the nation's forests, which covered a landmass greater than the size of England, and is funded by carbon credits and oil revenues. These credits are being used to fund national development priorities such as flood control and water management, while also protecting the nation from the harsh effects of climate change. Or at least that's where they say our money's going to. Ghana's Natural Resource Fund is projected to have a cumulative total of US $10.7 billion by the end of 2026, according to the finance minister. This figure was based on current and expected production levels and the global price of oil, and takes into account the government's expected annual withdrawals. The balance of the NRF stood at US $1.27 billion at the end of last year, with US $607.6 million transferred to fund the 2022 national budget and US $200 million withdrawn this year. The local content secretariat has brought in US $700 million in businesses and created thousands of jobs, as well as a major spillover effect in several other sectors. The agency has also reduced payment periods for local companies and is looking to issue an additional 750 local content certificates to registered businesses, while also revising the local content law this year. The Secretariat was established in 2022 and aims to ensure the prioritization of Guyanese nationals and companies in procuring goods and services in the oil industry. And finally, the US $1.7 billion gas-to-shore project in Ghana is projected to save the nation US $500 million annually, with the power plant designed to produce 300 megawatts and the natural gas-fired power plant set to come on stream in 2024. The pipeline capacity will have a capacity of 120 million cubic feet per day of natural gas, with 50 million cubic feet per day supplied free of cost, and US $55 million payments from Oil to ExxonMobil for the 12-inch pipeline. The government has set aside $400 million Ghana dollars to pay 56% for a total of 75 acres of land along the route of the pipeline. You can multiply your cash by selling Digicel Top-Up. This is a legit way you can earn some extra money at your business or to supplement your current hustle. Become a top-up vendor quick and easy by linking with Cellular Plus. Call them on telephone number 685-3109 for more info. Robbery season might be over, but the streets are still mean. That's why you need to get security for your home or business with Sheriff Security. Sheriff Security has well-trained guards, armed and unarmed patrol, Marine Patrol, K-9 services. They speed even our drones. Why? Because your security is their highest priority. You've seen the rest. Now hire the best. Hire Sheriff Security Service today. Now it's time for our Uncut News Fuse Poll Question of the Day. Every day we pose a question about current events in Ghana, the region, the diaspora, and how you fear it relates to us. Last night I asked, how do you feel about the government's plan to take parts of the carbon credits to the indigenous peoples of the nation? And do you feel that such a ethnic-based division of money should also apply to the other groups of Guyana? But before we get to that, I'm proud to announce our latest addition to the Noble Army, Richard Singh, who is supporting us at the reporter level, the highest level of monthly support we've received so far. I appreciate it. And a special thank you to David Griffith, Dion Nascimento, Project Zero, and Dimitri V. I appreciate you all. Honestly, I really do, because this is why I do it. And if you're watching at home and you'd like to support our movement, just hit the link in the video description. Barefoot Wanderer says indigenous people have been shortchanged all over the world, and tribal lands have been stolen under the doctrine of discovery by labeling the people of the land savages. We all know who the real savages are. As the church said, beat the Indian out of the Indian. I can see the indigenous people of Guyana have had their identity in native names, songs, musical instruments, folklore traditions, reading and writing of their native dialect cleansed out of their existence. Indeed. I pray that the tribal leaders will create programs to teach the young indigenous generation their true identity that can be passed on to future generations along with economical developments to help their communities flourish. Proper money management is needed, as we all know. It's easy to spend money frivolously, however difficult to manage money, especially when you've never had money. No, I don't believe other ethnic groups need to be allocated funds separately. We're all brought here from our native lands, and we all now are the face of Guyana as one. You are absolutely correct. Very poignant indeed. Deslin Andrea White says it should be for all other ethnic groups as well. Though nothing is wrong with focusing on the Amerindians first due to a lot of them having less privilege than others. Indeed, I also agree. And finally, Project Zero actually says the Amerindians need more. Their communities are destroyed by mining and foresters. This has only been noticed, in my opinion, in the last decade. I like what the government is doing for them, but triple that support money. Indeed, I believe so. It's like a squatter just setting up a rum shop in your own backyard. And I love the analogy. Now for tonight's question. How can the government improve education in the nation? I want you to think about that question. Tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight, and check us out tomorrow for another. Until then, I'm Enrico Bulford saying good night, folks.